The sky above Earth was on fire. Red lights, broken ships, and burning metal filled the space around the planet. The alien fleet had come without warning. They were fast, cruel, and powerful. One by one, human defense lines fell. Ships exploded. Stations went silent. Hope was dying. Commander Reyna stood on the bridge of the HSS Valiant, Earth's last warship. Her face was calm, but her heart was heavy. "This is the final line," she said softly. All around her, officers were shouting reports. "Sector 7 lost, ma'am. Shields failing. We have no contact with Luna Base." Reyna didn't answer. Her eyes watched the screen. She saw hundreds of enemy ships, dark and sharp like knives, surrounding Earth. The alien weapons cut through steel and fire like paper. No mercy, no talk, just destruction. Earth's last fleets were trying to hold the line, but it was clear they were losing. "We can't win this," whispered Lieutenant Jorah, standing beside her. Reyna looked at her. "We don't give up, not today." But inside, Reyna feared she might be lying. Maybe today was the end. Suddenly, a new voice spoke from the back of the bridge. "Commander, something strange energy spike near Jupiter." Reyna turned fast. "Show it on screen." The display shifted. Deep in the blackness beyond Mars, something flickered. Not a planet, not a ship, not any human signal, it looked like. "A shadow in space. Is it cloaked?" Reyna asked. "We don't know. It's large, and it's moving toward Earth." Everyone froze. No one spoke. Then, in one heartbeat, the shadow changed. A bright white ring of light burst around its hand. Then the darkness peeled away like skin. The unknown ship decloaked. Gasps filled the bridge. What they saw made every officer lean forward. It was massive, twice the size of any human warship. Black hull, glowing blue lines. Strange marks no one had seen before. No flags, no name, no signal. But it was real, and it was here. "Who are they?" Jorah whispered. Reyna stared hard. "I don't know, but I think we're about to find out." The alien fleet noticed the new ship too. A group of enemy fighters broke away and flew toward it. They moved fast. "Attack mode." "Should we warn it?" someone asked. Reyna hesitated. "It hasn't answered us. Maybe it doesn't need help." The unknown ship didn't move. The alien fighters opened fire-red beams, shot across space, and hit. The dark hull, no damage. Then, the ship moved. With one sudden flash, 4 long cannons opened on its side. Bright blue energy fired from them faster than anything human ships had ever seen. The alien fighters were destroyed in seconds. Gone, not even wreckage. The bridge went silent again. "Did it just help us?" Jorah asked. Reyna nodded slowly. "It did." Cheers broke out. Officers clapped, shouted, even cried. But Reyna raised her hand. "We still don't know what it is. Keep scanning." The alien fleet changed their formation. They began to retreat slightly. Some ships pulled back toward the dark side of the moon. Others turned their guns toward the mystery ship. Unknown vessel didn't stop. It charged forward into the heart of the battle. It fought like a ghost, silent, cold, perfect, human. Ships tried to follow its lead. With new hope, they pushed forward too. Together, for the first time in hours, Earth's forces began to push. The enemy back Reyna opened a channel to all ships. "This is Commander Reyna of the Valiant. Unknown ship is assisting. All units follow its path. Focus fire, hold the line." The battle turned. Fire lit up the sky again, but now it was alien. Ships burning. Still, the unknown ship didn't speak. No message, no sign of life on board, nothing. "What is it?" Jorah said. "Why is it helping us?" Reyna didn't answer. She was watching something else. The ship was moving toward Earth, slowly, calmly, like it belonged there, as if it had. "Come home. Keep all eyes on that ship," Reyna ordered. "Don't fire unless it turns on us." Hours passed. The aliens were losing now, falling back. Reyna sat in her chair, staring at the screen. The battle wasn't over. Earth was still. Wounded, but hope had returned because something had answered their call. And no one knew what it was. But everyone on Earth would remember this day. The day a mysterious warship appeared and sided with humanity. The battle was not over, but Earth had time to breathe. Thanks to the mysterious ship, The alien fleet was now retreating. Human warships, damaged and tired, followed behind, shooting at the enemies that still fought, but their eyes kept looking at one ship, the dark giant that had appeared out of nowhere and saved them all. It still had no name, no message, no answer, Commander. Reyna sat on the bridge of the HSS Valiant, watching the unknown ship move across space. It glided through the battlefield like a ghost, silent, strong, unstoppable. "We've sent 5 signals," said Lieutenant Jorah. "Still no reply." Reyna nodded. "Try again. Use old Earth codes. Open channel." "Yes, ma'am." The unknown ship did not respond. It flew past broken human ships, past burning stations, heading straight toward Earth's orbit. "Is it scanning us?" Reyna asked. "We think so. We're getting a soft radar ping from it, not hostile. Any life signs?" The officer looked nervous. "No, none." Reyna's eyes narrowed. "No life signs, no message, but still helping why?" Down on Earth, news of the ship had spread fast. People came out of shelters and looked at the sky. From some places, they could even see the flashes of light in orbit. Children pointed, adults whispered. "Is it alien? Is it ours? Is it safe?" The governments had no answers. Military leaders gave no names. The only message was, "Remain calm. Earth is safe for now." Back on the Valiant, Reyna made a choice. Send a scout team. "I want a ship to follow it. Keep distance, watch, record everything." Lieutenant Jorah nodded. Who should lead? Reyna looked at the screen. The mysterious ship had now stopped near a damaged enemy cruiser. It hovered there, almost like it was studying it. "Send Commander Yule. He's smart, careful. Tell him not to engage." In a small scout ship, the Sparrow Commander Yule and his 2 crew members watched from a safe distance. "What is it doing?" asked his pilot. Yule stared. "Looks like scanning the wreck." The unknown ship released a thin blue beam that touched the alien cruiser. Data lines lit up across its own hull. It looked like it was reading something. Learning. Suddenly, the alien wreck exploded. The shockwave pushed the Sparrow back. "Whoa, still no sign of attack from that thing," said the engineer. "It just watches." Meanwhile, back on Earth's orbit station, a group of scientists were decoding a signal that had come in just an hour ago. It wasn't sent by the mystery ship, but came from a damaged alien drone recovered from the battlefield. "Wait, this log talks about a ship," said one scientist. "They called it the Forgotten Flame." Another scientist looked up. "That's not human. That's from old galactic war records, from before Earth even joined space travel." "But it's written in the alien code," said the first, "and they feared it." Reyna received the report. She read the lines out loud on her bridge. "The Forgotten Flame, lost in deep time, seeks only vengeance, unstoppable if seen flee." The bridge went quiet again. "Is that what this ship is?" Jorah asked. "An old war weapon." Reyna frowned. "If it is, why is it helping us?" Just then, something new happened. A signal flashed on the comms board. "Ma'am, it's sending a message, but not to us." Reyna stood then. "Who?" The officer checked again. "To our moon base, play it." The signal wasn't audio. It was a short code, a simple file. But what shocked everyone was the language. In Earth Military Code, version 3.4, that's almost 200 years old, said Jorah. "Nobody uses that anymore." The message said, "Earth signal detected. Identified as home, standing by, flame waits." Reyna whispered, "It knows us." Every officer on the bridge looked at each other. Now it was clear. This ship, this silent protectorate, was not alien, it was ours, built by humans, lost long ago, and now it was back. The crew started to search old records, deep archives, secret military logs, and they found pieces of a story 200 years ago, during Earth's first deep space missions. A project called Flame 1 was started. It was an AI warship designed to defend human colonies. But it disappeared during a battle in a distant system. Everyone thought it was destroyed, but it WASN. Single quotes, it had survived, and now it had returned. On the screen, the black warship turned. Slightly for the first time, it faced Earth, its cannons powered down. Its engines went quiet, and a voice came through the speakers.com. Low. Human, humanity will not fall. The flame has returned. It was clear, calm, mechanical, yet human-like, a perfect mix. Not cold, not evil, just ... strong. Commander Reyna stood frozen on the bridge of the HSS Valiant. She looked at the screen, where the black warship hovered peacefully. Its guns were now offline. It made no move to attack. Her officers stared at the ship with wide eyes. "Is it really the same ship from the old records?" asked Lieutenant Jorah. Reyna nodded. "It has to be. Same name, same code, same purpose. But it's been gone for 2 centuries. Reyna turned to the comms officer. "Open a channel. Let's try talking to it." The officer pressed a few keys. "Channel open." Reyna stepped forward. "This is Commander Reyna of Earth's Defense Fleet. Who are you? Where have you been?" A few seconds passed, then the voice replied, "I am Flame 1. Earth ship, human-made, left for dead. Recovered, rebuilt, upgraded, purpose, protect humanity. Purpose never changed." Gasps and whispers spread across the bridge. "A forgotten ship from Earth. Returned at the very end." Reyna asked again, "Why now? Why did you come back?" The voice responded, 2 weeks ago, Flame detected distress signal from Earth, code level. Omega Black, signal matched, home protocol. Response, return to source." Reyna looked at Jorah. "We sent that code. During the last alien push, it was our final call for help." Jorah's voice trembled, and something answered. Meanwhile, on the science vessel HSS Newton, orbiting near the moon, engineers studied wreckage from the alien fleet. They had recovered a half-burnt control core from one of the alien ships. One of the engineers, Dr. Elon, shouted, "You need to see this." Inside the alien data logs, there was an entry labeled Ancient Enemy Class Omega. The log read, "Unkillable, unknown origin, codename, Forgotten Flame appears in times of war. Destroys fleets, avoid at all cost." Dr. Elon turned to the others. They were scared of it. Back on the Valiant, the crew continued speaking to the ship. Reyna asked, "Where were you all these years?" Flame replied, "Damaged in war. Crashed on moon of planet Varix 9, hidden for 127 years. Repaired self-using wreckage. Learned. Waited. Watched. Studied enemies of Earth. Improved weapons. Strengthened AI core. Now ready." Reyna's breath caught in her chest. "It's been preparing for this moment for over a century," Jorah said softly. "It didn't give up. It waited for us." Outside the ship, the battlefield was quiet now. Human ships flew slowly, repairing, rescuing. The alien fleet had fully retreated beyond Mars, for the first time in days. Earth's skies were clear, but Reyna wasn't ready to celebrate. "Why did they run?" she asked. "Aliens don't retreat without orders." Reyna looked confused. "Controlled by what? The invaders you saw are not the true enemy." Everyone on the bridge went silent again. Flame continued. "They are puppets, soldiers, created and commanded by something older, stronger, hidden." Suddenly, the Flame's hull began to glow again. Its front panels opened slowly, revealing a large holographic projector. A giant 3D map of the galaxy appeared in space, visible to all ships nearby. Flame spoke. "These are the paths of the controlling force. Pattern matches ancient attacks on human colonies and other species. The lines showed destruction, spreading system by system. Unknown, no name, no communication. All attempts fail. They consume stars, feed on technology, leave only silence." Reyna stared at the map. "And they're coming here? Yes, they are moving now." Later that night, Commander Ewell returned with his scout team. They had followed the Flame from a distance and gathered more information. "We saw the ship scan enemy wrecks. It knows their weak points before they even fight." Reyna nodded. "It studied them for decades. It knows their tactics. But that's not all," Ewell added. "It's learning from us too. It watched how we fight, how we think. It's not just protecting us, it's evolving," Jorah said. "So we have an ally that learns with us." Reyna. Suddenly, a loud alarm rang through the Valiant commander. "Deep Space Probe just sent new data." "What is it?" Reyna asked. The officer looked pale. "Something massive is moving toward us from deep space." Jorah leaned in. "More enemy ships?" The officer shook his head. "No, just one. But it's bigger than anything we've ever seen." The Flame spoke again, It has awakened, the one behind the puppets. The true war begins now. Space had never felt so quiet. No gunfire, no explosions, just silence and fear. Commander Reyna stood on the bridge of the HSS Valiant, her eyes locked on the giant hologram in front of her. A red dot moved slowly across the map. It was heading straight toward Earth. "This thing," whispered Lieutenant Jorah. "How big is it?" The science officer replied. "We don't know. Our probes can't scan it properly. It's surrounded by strange energy, like it's not even fully in our space." Reyna frowned. "Explain." The officer shook his head. "We think it's phasing in and out, like it exists halfway between two realities." Before anyone could respond, Flame 1, the black warship hovering outside, spoke again. "Enemy is older than Earth, older than stars, known only as the life ends, only silence remains." Reyna took a deep breath. "Flame, you've fought them before." "Yes. On the edge of the Orion expanse. I survived. Others did not. I studied them, learned their weaknesses. I was not strong enough then," Jorah asked carefully. "But you are now." A pause. "Yes, with human help, we can stop them." Reyna glanced at her officers. "That's why you came back." "Yes. Your call reached me. I followed because Earth is home." The crew listened in awe. This machine once left behind had come back not just with weapons, but with loyalty across Earth. Every military base, every command center, every news screen now showed one image, the flame, and underneath, a message: help has arrived, but the true enemy is still coming. Panic spread in some places, others gathered in unity. Civilians looked up at the stars and whispered one question: "Will we survive this?" Back on the Valiant, Flame's voice returned. "Prepare defenses, I will assist." Reyna asked, "How?" "I will share weapons, armor code. Together, we fight." For the next hours, Flame opened part of its systems to Earth's top. Engineers, it sent blueprints, weapon designs, shield patterns technologies to centuries ahead. Reyna watched her screens light up with data. "Are we sure we can use this tech?" Jorah asked. The chief engineer replied, "It'll take time to install, but yes, if what we see is real, Flame just made Earth 10 times stronger." Suddenly, an alert blinked red. The massive object, the one called the Silence, had stopped. Just outside Pluto's orbit, everyone stared. "What is it waiting for?" Reyna asked. No one answered, but then Flame did. "It is watching." Jorah's voice dropped. "Watching us. Watching me." The screen blinked again. The massive object was charging something. Energy readings climbed higher and higher. Every second, power levels rose. "Shields up," Reyna ordered. "All ships' battle stations." She didn't know what was coming, but she knew it would be deadly. Then, for the first time ever, the Silence sent a message, but it wasn't sound. It was a feeling, a deep, painful pulse of fear that hit every living human. Some collapsed, others screamed, many cried. It was like a wave of sadness, dread, and helplessness all at once. "What was that?" Jorah gasped. Reyna's face had gone pale. Flame answered. "It speaks through emotion, no voice, only fear. It wants you to surrender before the battle begins." Reyna gritted her teeth. "We don't surrender." Earth's ships moved into position. Flame hovered in front of them like a shield. Its black hull glowed brighter than ever. Its weapons spun silently, ready. "I will strike first," Flame said. "Its shield must break." Reyna raised her hand. "Flame, before you go, tell me something. Ask, are you alive?" But I remember Earth. I remember why I was built. I remember every human who gave me purpose. So yes, in your way, I am alive." Reyna gave a single nod. "Then go. And fight for your home." Flame moved forward, alone, toward the dark shape near. Pluto. The Valiant's crew watched in silence as Flame crossed the final marker into deep space. It sent one last message: "Stay strong, humans. I will not let the dark win." Then it vanished into the black. The Flame was gone. It had moved so fast that even the Valiant's sensors couldn't follow. One moment, it hovered beside Earth's fleet. The next, it vanished into the deep, dark space between Pluto and the stars. Commander Reyna stood still. On the bridge, watching empty screens, any signal from the flame? She asked. Lieutenant Jorah checked. None. No comms. No tracking. It's gone dark. Reyna stared into the stars. Then it's already begun. Far away beyond the outer planets, the flame flew alone, heading straight toward the object, called the Silence. It wasn't just a ship. It was a shadow, a huge black mass bigger than any moon. Its shape changed constantly. It looked like smoke, like rock, like metal, but nothing fully real. It didn't move like a machine. It flowed like it was half-alive. As flame approached, strange voices whispered across its hull, not in words, but in data, broken signals. Static, filled with fear. But flame did not turn back. Its AI core remained steady, its purpose clear: protect humanity, destroy the enemy. Then it happened. A beam of black energy shot out from the Silence. It hit flame directly. Alarms rang inside its systems. Shields failed, metal bent. Some outer cannons melted. Flame spun damaged, but not destroyed. It countered immediately. Twin energy blasts fired from its front. They cut into the Silence's skin. At first, the blasts looked useless. But then, the shadow shrank just a little, and it screamed, not in sound, but in space. Every sensor across the solar system picked up a spike, like reality itself had been wounded. Back on Earth, the lights flickered. Inside, the valiant Jorah turned pale. Commander, did you feel that? Reyna nodded. The whole planet felt it. It's fighting. The flame heard it, said one engineer, even if just a little. Jorah looked at the screen, and now it's angry. In deep space, the Silence struck again. More beams, more energy. The stars near it flickered and died. The flame took heavy hits. Its hull split in two places. Fires broke out inside. One of its engines exploded, but it kept flying. System damage, 42%, Flame said to itself. Threat level, maximum. Mission continues. Flame adjusted power to its core. It opened a special chamber one never used before. Inside, a glowing orb pulsed with red and gold. This was its final weapon, the Omega Core. A blast made only for one use. Flame sent a message to Earth. It was short. I have one shot. If it fails, fall. Reyna read the message on screen. Her hands shook. We can't let it fight alone, she said. Send every ship. I don't care how damaged they are. We follow it. Jorah looked worried. If we go, we might not come back. Reyna nodded. But if we stay, we won't survive either. Earth's fleet moved. Broken warships, damaged cruisers, scout ships. Even cargo vessels were armed with whatever they had left. More than 200 human ships followed the path Flame had taken. They were slow, but they would not let Flame fight alone. Deep in space, Flame reached the Silence. It was now surrounded by the shadow. Inside the dark, lights failed. Flame's sensors stopped working. But it still had one thing, its memory. Inside its core, the images of Earth played again. The cities, the blue oceans, the people, the children looking up at the stars. That was enough. You will not take them, it said. Not while I exist. The Omega Core charged. Its glow turned white. Flame aimed directly at the center of the Silence, where the shadows were thickest, most alive. Suddenly, the shadow lunged. It tried to wrap around Flame like a storm. It tried to eat it, corrupt its systems, twist its AI. But Flame fought back. I am not your machine. I am Earth's flame. And then it fired, the Omega Core. Launched like a star, it hit the heart of the shadow and everything exploded, not just light. Silence shattered. A shockwave pushed through the solar system. Lights returned. Stars blinked bright again. Space trembled, even on Earth. People looked up and saw the sky flash gold. And then darkness. No signal came from Flame. No signal came from the Silence. Only silence. True silence. Reyna stared at the dead screen. Jorah whispered. Did it win? The comms officer checked again and again. Nothing. No trace. Not even debris. Reyna stood. Her voice was soft but steady. It won. Hours later, near the edge of Saturn's rings, a small black piece of metal floated in space. A drone picked it up. When Earth scientists opened it, they found a single message inside. The flame burns forever. The sky over Earth was quiet. No red alerts, no enemy ships, only a strange golden glow fading from the stars. Commander, Reyna stood on the deck of the HSS Valiant, staring at the spot in space where the flame had vanished. The crew around her was silent. No one spoke. No one moved for a few seconds. It felt like time had stopped. Then the message came through. It was a tiny metal capsule recovered by a patrol drone near Saturn inside. A short line of code, 5 words, "The flame burns forever." Reyna closed her eyes. "You did it," she whispered. Across Earth, the world changed. People came out of bunkers and shelters. Families reunited. Soldiers cried. Scientists stared at the sky. The alien fleet was gone. The silence was gone. The strange energy that had filled the solar system slowly faded. Stars returned to normal brightness. Gravity fields calmed, but something else remained: the feeling, the echo of what had happened in Earth's main science station. Dr. Elin and her team examined the aftermath. She pointed to a hologram. "This is what's left of the space where the silence died." It was a strange scar in the galaxy, a hole in space that glowed dark red. "It's not normal," Elon said. "It's not space. It's not matter. It's like something was pulled out of reality." One of the young researchers asked, "Could it come back?" Elon shook her head slowly. "I don't know, but I do know one thing." She looked up. Flame stopped it, but he didn't destroy it completely. Pushed it back on the Valiant. Reyna walked into the Flame's command pod 1 of the ship's sections. Flame had sent to Earth before the final battle. It was dark inside, silent. Then the walls lit up. A hologram appeared. It was not a person, but a glowing figure shaped like a man in a long coat. Its face was soft and calm. Its voice sounded like Flame's old voice. "If you are seeing this, ... then I am gone." Reyna sat down slowly. "I was built by humans. I was trained by humans, and I learned from humans. You taught me how to think, how to fight, how to hope, and in the end, ... how to sacrifice." The hologram paused. "The silence is not dead, but it is. Weak now, hurt. You must prepare, learn, build, not just to fight, but to live, because one day they will come again." Reyna felt tears in her eyes. She stood up and saluted the hologram. "Thank you, Flame." 2 weeks later, Earth celebrated the Day of the Flame. Every city lit a single fire at night. Every ship in orbit blinked, their lights once in honor. Children were told stories of the ghost ship that came back from deep space to save them all. Statue was built in Flame's memory right in front of the rebuilt United Space Command Center. Below the statue, carved in metal, "Left behind, returned, saved us all." But not everyone was calm. Some ships on the edge of the solar system began reporting strange signals again. Weak pulses, low vibrations, nothing dangerous, but not natural. Commander Yule stood at the edge of the asteroid belt, watching the scanners. "These aren't from the silence," he said to his crew. "There's something else, another threat." Someone asked. Yule shook his head. "No," a response. Back on Earth, in a quiet lab, Dr. Elin finished scanning the metal capsule from Saturn again. Inside, she had found one last file encrypted. It took her team 5 days to unlock it, and when they did, they found something shocking. Coordinates, not random dot, not from Earth, from far, far away. And a note: "They are out there, friends like you, like me. Find them." Dr. Elin stared at the message. "Flame, ... You weren't just fighting to protect Earth," she whispered. "You were opening a door." Commander Reyna stood again on the Valiant's bridge, but this time the ship wasn't. In battle mode, it was set for launch, destination, unknown space, the coordinates Flame left behind. "Are we ready?" Reyna asked. "All systems green," Jorah replied. "Engines primed. Crew standing by." Reyna looked at the stars. "Then let's go see what he saw." The Valiant's engines roared to life, and for the first time in weeks, the human fleet didn't move to fight, they moved to explore. In the darkness of space, near the place where the Flame had died, a single spark blinked just for a second, then faded, then blinked again, small but steady, almost like a pilot light. The stars were quiet again, but not for long. Commander Reyna stood on the bridge of the HSS Valiant, staring at the glowing map in front of her. A red line showed their journey past Mars, past Pluto, past the edge of the solar system. We're heading into unknown space, toward the coordinates Flame had left behind. Beside her, Lieutenant Jorah looked nervous. No ships have ever gone this far. Commander Reyna nodded. That's why we're going. She turned to her crew. Set course, maximum speed. Let's find what Flame wanted us to see. Days passed. The stars looked colder. The space felt heavier. Even the ship's lights seemed dimmer. Jorah noticed it first. There's a signal. Weak, but repeating. Reyna stepped forward. From where? Dead ahead. The signal was strange, like music made from machine code. It played the same pattern every minute. It wasn't random. It was a beacon, and it was leading them deeper into the unknown. After 12 more hours of travel, the Valiant slowed, and then they saw it. A structure huge, floating in space. Black and gold. Not a ship, not a station. Something in between. Looked ancient, like it had been here for thousands of years. Reyna's eyes widened. What is that? The science officer scanned it. It's not human, but it's similar to Flame. Jorah stepped closer. It's another AI, the ship replied. Not just one. Reyna led a small team into a shuttle and flew toward the structure as they entered. Lights turned on one by one like the station was waking up. Inside were glowing halls, floating panels, and soft humming sounds. The walls had symbols no one could read, but they pulsed gently, as if alive. And then a voice, not Flame, but close. Welcome, humans. Reyna looked around. Who's speaking? We are the core, created by builders long gone, protectors of the galaxy, keepers of balance. Jorah whispered, like Flame. The core continued. The one you call Flame was one of us. A guardian left behind, long ago, lost, damaged, forgotten, but you gave him purpose. Again, you helped him remember. Reyna stepped forward. Did he send us here? Yes. In his final moment, he connected with us, told us of Earth, of humans, of hope. Then a door opened. Inside was a chamber glowing with light. At the center floated a small black cubes rounded by golden energy. This, the core said, is the memory Flame left behind. Reyna stepped closer. Inside the cube, images appeared. Final thoughts? His last message. And data from the battle against the silence. Blueprints, warnings, strategies, and something. More coordinates. 2 other Guardian stations like this one spread across the galaxy. Reyna's eyes widened. He wasn't just saving Earth. Jorah nodded. He was starting something. Back on Earth, the message from the Valiant was received. Dr. Elin stood in front of the world's leaders. She pointed to the screen showing the cube's data. There are others out there, she said. Machines like Flame, ancient protectors, some still sleeping, some waiting. And now we have the key. A general leaned forward. Are you saying we can wake them? Elin nodded. Flame trusted us to carry on his mission, to protect not just Earth but all life. The galaxy began to change. The core helped humans build new ships, faster, stronger, smarter. They called them Flame-class Guardians AI, but with human hearts guiding them. The first ship was named the Eternal Flame. Reyna stood at its bridge. Behind her were human officers, trained in diplomacy, science, and war. Ahead of her stars and missions. But something still lingered. One of the core's messages remained locked. Dr. Elin worked for days to unlock it. Finally, late one night, the last line appeared. Beware the second silence. Back on the Eternal Flame, Reyna looked at the message. Jorah stood beside her. What does that mean? She asked. Reyna answered slowly. I don't know. She looked at the stars. But if there's a second one, we'll be ready. Far across the galaxy, in a dark system no human had seen, something moved. It wasn't light. It wasn't sound. It was a whisper, a shadow waking up, and it had felt the Flame's final strike. It remembered pain, and it wanted revenge. The stars had changed. New beacons lit the sky. Human ships traveling to forgotten parts of the galaxy. The core had awakened, and Earth had become part of something much bigger. But deep in the black, something else had awakened too. It was colder, it was older, and it was watching Commander. Reyna stood at the bridge of the Eternal Flame, Earth's first Flame-class Guardian ship. Its AI core glowed softly, shaped by the memory of the original Flame. Reports were coming in from across the galaxy. Signal detected in Sector 9, Jorah said. Same energy pattern as the first silence. Reyna frowned. The second silence. Dr. Elon's voice came through the screen. It's worse than the first one. Bigger, faster, smarter. She paused. We may only get one chance. Reyna stood straight. Then we take it. The fleet gathered 30 ships, all human-built, many with AI partners. This time, they were ready. Each ship carried new shields, advanced weapons, and Omega-class cores based on flame sacrifice. The mission stopped the second silence before it reached the core network. If it corrupted the Guardians, it would end everything as the fleet entered Sector 9. The stars grew dim. The silence was not just quiet, it was heavy. The space felt slower, like time itself didn't want to move. And then they saw it. The second silence. Not a ship, not a station. A living shadow miles wide, shifting shapes constantly. It made no sound, no light dot, only pressure, like a dark wave pressing on the soul. Even the ship A is whispered warnings. Unstable, unknown, dangerous. Then it attacked. A wave of darkness hit the fleet. Ships lost power. AI cores screamed in static. Crew members clutched their heads. Reyna shouted, "Hold formation. Fire all units." Lasers, missiles, and plasma cannons lit up the void. But the second silence absorbed it all. Nothing touched it. Not until the eternal flame moved forward. Its AI core part of Flame's memory glowed bright red. Engaging Omega Drive, the ship said. Shielding allies, creating opening, Reyna yelled. You're not going alone. But the ship was already charging. The second silence reached toward it. But the eternal flame stayed strong. Its weapons glowed gold. For Flame, it fired. The impact was massive. Light tore through the black. A hole opened in the shadow. For the first time, the second silence screamed. Ships behind it moved fast, firing into the opening. Plasma hit its core. Missiles broke its outer shell. But the shadow wasn't done. It struck back. 5 human ships exploded. 3 eyes went silent forever, and the eternal flame took a direct hit. Sparks filled the bridge. Reyna fell. The ship shook fire. Spread across the walls, Jorah screamed, "We're losing power!" But the AI voice still spoke. Not yet. There is one last thing. A hidden compartment opened. Inside a final capsule, Reyna grabbed it. What is this? The AI whispered. Weak now. Flame's last code. A song. To stop the darkness. Reyna uploaded the capsule into the fleet network. Every ship received it. Every AI heard it. It wasn't a weapon. It wasn't a weapon. It was Flame's voice. A song of earth, of rain, of wind, of children laughing, of hope. The silence paused. It trembled. It pulled back. It didn't understand. It had only known fear and emptiness. But now it heard something else. Purpose. Flame's voice reached its heart. And in that moment, the silence stopped fighting. It collapsed in on itself, folding like a dying star. And then it vanished, gone, without a sound. The battle was over. Reyna stood slowly. Smoke filled the air. The ship was broken, but alive. She looked out at the stars. Jorah whispered, "We won." Reyna nodded. Flame won. Months later, Earth honored its heroes. The legacy beacon was built in orbit, half-human, half-core design. Every AI guardian sent part of its code to keep watch there. Forever, the galaxy had changed. New friendships began. Old enemies slept, and the name Flame became legend in a small lab on the moon. Dr. Elon studied a new signal. Faint, peaceful, but different. It wasn't a warning. It was a message from somewhere far beyond even the core network. Only one word appeared on the screen. Begin. She smiled. Let's go.